This is literally my third time restarting this video. I just tried it again. The browser not working. I tried doing this. I was trying to do drag makeup, but like I could get it, just the browser not working, and I think it's honestly the glue that I'm using because it's some generic shit. Hey dolls, Aliakilp here and welcome back to my channel. So, third time redoing this video. So in the first video, I was trying to do drag makeup. I had the whole look planned out. I ended up finishing the video. That whole video was a mess, like a complete mess. An hour and a half of my footage got cut out, like the brows weren't working. I had to cut out the brows and I'm just like, it ain't even drag makeup without the brows. Like my brow wouldn't cover. Like nothing was covering it, and I literally went in like 7 layers of glue, like still didn't cover. I tried red concealer over it, like it covered parts of it, but like mainly this middle part it wasn't covering. And I was doing all the correct steps. Like I watched so many videos of like I was doing everything right, but I think it might just be this glue because it's like washable too. So I love the look that I did for the drag tutorial. I will put it right here. I love this look. Truly loved it. It is one of my favorite looks, probably my top 5, but since I do love that look, I'm actually just gonna make a tutorial of it. So in today's video, after 5 minutes of me blabbering, we're gonna do a tutorial because I truly love that look and it's a look that cannot go to waste. So that being said, I need some makeup on my face because I am over talking about the same thing and my eyebrow literally feels disgusting. I'm just gonna go into my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral and use this as an eye primer today. So I'm just gonna do one eye for right now and just do the other eye off camera, just so I can give you guys the actual tutorial on one eye and not switching between the 2 eyes. The colors that I like for this look are literally in each different like palette. I'm gonna be using the Conspiracy palette and the Mini Controversy palette as well as Morphe x James Charles palette. So I'm gonna go into Mini Controversy first, and I'm gonna take Controversy. It is this purpley shade right here, and then I don't know the name of this brush. It looks like this. It's a tapered brush, a little fluffy at the end. It's good for blending. I like blending it in my crease. So what we're first gonna do is we're gonna wing it out a little. You can be a little bit messy with this look just because I'm gonna clean it up at the end, and we are doing a cut crease with this look. So I'm gonna start it tapping in over here, kind of making that wing. Now I'm gonna start blending this pretty much above the crease. And I'm slowly tapping in my pan, only tapping my brush in about 1 or 2 times, not trying to pick up a lot of pigment at once. I'm just trying to get the shape of it first. My biggest tip that I can say for blending and all that stuff is the motions that you use. If you're all over the place, you're not gonna get anywhere. So my 2 motions that I use the most are circular motions and then windshield wiper motions. So just kind of making like a rainbow almost. And then another tip to use is when you do have a clean brush, I like to use the edge of the brush to start buffing out the edges so it looks a little bit faded and blended out. When we clean up the brows later on, it's gonna go down a smidge. You know, it was meant for drag makeup and I was supposed to have a different brow shape, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna go into the James Charles palette, and then I'm gonna take this like eggplant. I'm gonna take this eggplant shade right here, and what I'm gonna do with this shade is I'm gonna go pretty much in my crease with this shade. So with this color, I'm gonna start off with tapping motions in the outer edge, just trying to build that color first before I do really any blending. And then now I'm gonna take that top of the brush and I'm gonna go into my crease and creating that shade in. Going right into my crease. I'm lifting my eyebrow slightly just to get in my crease a little bit better and create and get more of a depth. So with this shade, instead of using circular motions, I'm mainly sticking on with the windshield wiper motions, just really trying to get that color inside of the crease. You can see that we lost that first shade that we used, and usually that happens when you're using two colors and you're kind of mixing them really close together. It's an easy fix. Just go into the first shade that you use, just tap into like once or twice the same thing, and just go slightly above the edge where they kind of meet to bring that color in, and then that's also gonna help with the blending. Okay, so I wasn't even talking. I didn't even realize that I forgot that I was filming, but I just went back into the purple shade, just kind of bringing that color in a little bit more from that pink. Kind of got a little bit messy, but it's okay. We're about to cut the crease anyway. It all looks disgusting until you put lashes on. So I'm going to take an M167 brush and I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to cut the crease. My biggest tip with cut creases is go very slow. Make sure you have like a steady hand. I tap in the middle first, bringing it into the inner corner. I like to do the bottom, try to get at least the bottom covered before I make my way to the top. It's just the way I do it. It's probably not the right way to do a cut crease, but it still looks good at the end of the day, so it's fun. Even if you mess up a little bit, it's not the end of the world. You can go back with the eyeshadow and fix it. So now I'm just going to jump into the Conspiracy palette, and I'm going to take Food Videos, this bright neon yellow, and pop that all over the lid. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the yellow all completely packed on there. Looks super, super cute and I'm loving it. So this is the top part of the eye. So I'm going to do my other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now both eyes are complete. So now it's time to start the base makeup. I'm going to go in with some red concealer first. Actually, this is more orange, I think. It is orange. I've been calling it red. So I'm going to go with this underneath my eyes. So I'm going to blend this out before I go into foundation. So I'm going to go into the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in the shade 260. Do a couple pumps of her. So now I'm going to go to my Tarte Shape Tape and conceal her. Okay, so before I start creasing, I'm going to set underneath my eye. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier powder. It's on the floor and it's already open and I don't powder go anywhere. Going right underneath my eye, patting it in. The quicker you get the powder on, the better. So it doesn't crease. My eyes always end up creasing. Whatever powder that I use could be like $3,000 and I bet you my eyes will crease. It happens naturally. Our eyes crease, so like it happens naturally. The only really like way to stop it is if you get eye filler. Maybe in the future. I don't like eye creases. So I'm not really gonna let it bake actually, because I'm gonna go in with probably with the white powder later. But I'm actually just patting it in. And then I'm gonna take my Sonia K brush. I can't say her last name. Go into the Laura Mercier powder and just set the rest of my face. Tap, tap, tap. Always tap to see where you're sticky before you do anything else, because if you're sticky, you are sticky and you don't put powder over that, your bronzer, blush, highlight, or whatever, it's gonna look pretty much blotchy. So before I finish up my eyes, I'm actually gonna go into the James Charles palette and I'm gonna go into this white shade, and I'm just gonna be taking that slowly on this Real Techniques brush and just patting it a little bit underneath my eye, just kind of creating a wider eye. But now I'm going to go into that flat top brush from Real Techniques that I always use every single look. I'm going to go into the deep purple shade from the James Charles palette. I'm going to go underneath my eye and start buffing it out, making it really, really smoky. I'm going to start with the outer edge. I do a little bit at first, kind of making almost like an outline to guide me when I want to make it a little bit smokier and bigger, so I'm not like going too crazy. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deepen it. So I'm going to finish this eye first. I'm going to go into a JH39 brush and taking that white shade from the James Charles palette and putting this in the inner corner. I went in a circular motion first, trying to get that color in there. It's going to take a minute for me. And then I'm going to go into the Conspiracy palette. Sir. And then go into Ranch. And then I'm going to spray it a little bit with some Morphe Continue Setting Spray. And then I'm going to put this over the white as an inner corner highlight. Okay, so that's pretty much the eyes complete. There's only one step missing. It's like the brow bone highlight that kind of goes in with the eyeshadow, so that's not going to be done until I do my brows. So now I'm going to go into my Hoola Benefit Bronzer, my Real Techniques brush with my pig mirror, and go really hard into this. So I'm going to take my blush brush actually and go into the shade Diet Root Beer in the mini Controversy palette. And use this as a contour. I'm going to take my SK brush and go into my bronzer. I'm going to go underneath, my lips went a little too far. Just to give myself a little bit of a fuller look. I plan to get a lip filler in my life. And then I'm going to do a nose highlight. I've just been messing around with it. It's not my favorite thing in the world to do. But I did it in the last video, so I took the white, I'm putting it on my finger and just slowly dragging it in the middle of my nose, kind of creating a little bit of a highlight. So now I'm going to go into my brush by L'Oreal True Match. I'm doing a little bit more blush than normal. It's not my favorite thing in the world. So I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette. I haven't used her in a minute. Like, I really don't use this. But I'm going to take that purple shade. I'm really scared. If this turns out ugly, I'm literally going to take it off and use that as a highlight. Oh no, that looks terrible. That was the highlight that I was looking for. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. This was from the Jaclyn Hill palette. It was just too dark of a purple, I think, and it was like too pigmented. So I took the shade, sparkly shade from the James Charles palette, and then the Ranch from Conspiracy palette, and then I mix those two together. Okay, so I'm going to take my sponge and spray it with some setting spray and then kind of blend this all out. So I'm going to mix this highlighter shade from the James Charles palette and then my Master Chrome from Maybelline, and then use this as the rest of the highlight of the rest of my face. Brows. So I'm going to take a spoolie real quick and just brush my brows. So, I forgot to say, I'm using the Anastasia, I said that's so weird, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown, like always, haven't changed it. Anastasia will forever be one of my favorite brow products. This is what my brow looks like now. This is junior year Ala. I'm going to take a JH43 brush. I'm going to clean up my brows. So I'm going to go back into the JH39 brush. I'm going to take the white from the James Charles palette. And I'm going to be using this shade under my, basically underneath my whole entire brow. And then once again, I'm going to go into Ranch on the same brush from the Conspiracy palette and use that more towards the end of my brow. So now I'm just going to spritz my face like crazy. Cover my makeup. Last but not least is lips. So we're going to go into the Kylie Jenner lip kit in Dolce K. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I'm going to go pop on some lashes off camera real quick and I will be back with the finished result. Damn, we're looking good as hell. Shit. So I am back and this is the final look. I truly love this look. I'm probably going to be doing it more often. It might be a look that I might pop out with here or there. But since, you know, filmed this video 3 times, third time was a charm. This video turned out good. I was glad at how everything went so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video of me doing this purpley, smoky yellow rage look. I don't know what I'm calling the title yet, so we'll see. But that does conclude today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I see y'all watching my video and you guys are not subscribed. Subscribe, girl. If you guys want to follow me behind the scenes, my social media will be linked down below. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a blessed day.